wanted to do a number of things up in low Earth orbit. First and foremost, we knew we were going to build a space station. We didn't know what it was going to look like, we didn't know how involved it was going to be, but we had to come up with a means of getting all of those materials up into orbit so we could build a space station that would do the types of things we wanted to do. So you can think of the space shuttle essentially as a big space truck, okay, almost like a pickup truck. Its whole goal was to get a whole lot of stuff and people up into orbit and also bring things back down from orbit. Now, once they were done with their mission and starting to get ready to come back home, they closed up those payload doors, and then typically somewhere over Australia, they did what's called a re-entry burn, okay? That was done by these two rocket engines right here. There's one of them, there's one of them, okay? This is part of what was called the orbital maneuvering system, or the OM system. Exactly the condition it was at the end of the program. They didn't clean it up, they didn't spruce it up. So basically what you see is the way it looked at the end of the program. So after this thing lands a few times with those tiles, the black kind of fades, it kind of turns to gray, and then in some cases almost to a dark white color.
How did you find readjusting to normal life after leaving the space program?
Normal life. What's normal life? Your personality doesn't change a lot from that standpoint. Today, I'm still a guy. When I left NASA, I went to work for the Boeing, was an executive for the Boeing company, which is close to 20 years. Love the challenge of working in private industry as opposed to the government. And, it was just there's always a new adventure out there. And that's the way I look at life even today. There's something new is going on, and if I can be a part of it and enjoy what I'm doing, that's what the world's all about. So I didn't really have any transition issues. Some friends I have had, they spent quite a few years in the government service, like myself, military, and then NASA, and that was a stretch for some people to get out of that and go into a more what they consider a pedestrian way of life. And I never think of it that way. I just think of all the different things that are going on, the possibility of being involved. I claim I'm fully retired. My wife would argue with me on that. But I'm involved in primarily supporting educational pursuits, so getting our young astronauts involved in science and technology and inspiring the next generation of engineers and scientists. So that's my passion for the moment.
time. It's the only reason I wanted to come.
This is what you wanted.
Yeah.
Small bites in the beginning, they are cool.
Got my space stats. Space stats. There's a bench over here.
Yeah.
Dippin' Dots.
Hi guys, I guess you are the one, excuse me, which I picked the swan, right?
Yes.
Swan, yes.
Right, as far as I know, I don't know if I'm right or not. Correct me if I'm right, or if I'm wrong. You stay in Disney Caribbean Beach Resort?
Yes.
Yeah, that's us,
So I
yeah.
mean, how you get the swan? Did you drive, did you fly, did you walk?
We got a taxi.
You got a taxi, you mean to drive you to Caribbean Beach Resort?
Yes, please. If you would
Yeah,
like, yes.
that'd be great, yeah.
I'll drive you to Caribbean Beach Resort, okay?
Perfect.
Thank you.
Oh. We just got back from the Dolphin Tours bus from Kennedy. Just got off the freezing cold air conditioned bus. Been sitting in air conditioning all day, freezing. What did you think of Kennedy?
It was fun. Yeah, it was good.
James really enjoyed it.
It was really good. We learned a lot. I don't know if that's very exciting. It's all really interesting stuff.
Yeah, I've not been for about, I think the last time I went was 2000, or it might be even be 98.
It's a long time.
So yeah, it's definitely over 15 years at least since I've been. So it still looks the same as it did.
Except it's got a shuttle.
Except it's got the Atlantis, which was amazing, literally. Like the first time you see that, like, I think it just like takes your breath away a bit. You're just like, wow, that was in space. Like, it's amazing. So we're back at Caribbean Beach now. We got picked up from the Swan this morning. We got a taxi there, but the driver dropped us off here because it's actually closer to where he needs to go next than going all the way into the Swan. So we're back here. We're just waiting at the bus stop at Custom House for the internal bus to Port Royal, and we'll get some dinner. I'm starving.
Boom.
Boom.